Hi everybody, my name is Miss Bara. I am a new resource teacher here at FRC. You can find me in room 103 on the main floor. Okay, so the story I chose is called Inner City Girl Like Me, and it's by Sabrina Bernardo. Sabrina Bernardo is a Winnipeg author, and the story itself takes place in Winnipeg as well. It's about a young girl named Maria, and we follow Maria from ages 9 to about 16 or 17, and we watch her fall into gang life in Winnipeg. This is a realistic fiction, so it is a fictional story, but realistic in the sense that it really does encapsulate how and why somebody as young as 9 or 10 might end up being drawn to and caught up in gang life in Winnipeg. The theme of this book really is about belonging and that common human need to belong, and how some people can access that belonging. Some people can get belonging from positive outlets like school, family, friends, sports, and that sort of thing, while others seek the belonging in unhealthy and unsafe ways. So you should definitely read this book for a number of reasons. One, it takes place in Winnipeg, so it's kind of cool. There's references to different neighborhoods in Winnipeg, different street names in Winnipeg, so it's nice to see that representation. It also maybe offers you a different perspective of a life that you don't know through the eyes of somebody your age. So hopefully you'll read the book and develop a sense of, I don't know if it's empathy or understanding or appreciation that everybody's going through something and that you don't always know what the person sitting next to you is going through. Okay, and for my excerpt, I'm actually going to just start with the prologue, so the very beginning of the book, because it really shows that from the first pages of the book, you will be drawn in and want to read the rest of it. Here we go. My palms were sweaty and my heart pounded in my chest. I stood in the middle of the circle, surrounded by 4 people: Gina, Nathan, Daryl, and an older girl named Connie. It was called 4 for 5, which meant that 4 people could beat you up for 5 minutes. You weren't allowed to cry or fall down. You just had to prove to the group that you were solid, that you wanted in, and that you could keep your mouth shut. This was my chance to join the Diablos. Are you ready? Gina asked me with a smile. I looked around at the other faces in the circle. All 4 were mad-dogging me as if to intimidate me. A crowd had formed around the circle to watch the next Diablo join the family. I gave Gina a quick nod. She gave me the honorary first punch straight to the head. I stumbled back a bit and felt the impact sting my eyes. Connie then punched me in the stomach. Nathan punched me on the side of the head, and Daryl kicked my legs. I was getting pushed, punched, and kicked within that circle for 5 minutes, but it seemed to last forever. And through it all, I kept telling myself, don't fall down, not in front of all these people. When someone outside the circle whistled, I was allowed to sit down, and I quickly did so. I hurt all over, especially my head where Gina had punched me. The crowd cheered as I sat on the grass with my face in my hands. I was almost in tears, but no one was going to see that. I felt a couple of hands pat me on the back, and I looked up and saw Gina and her brother Daryl smile at me as they lifted me up by each arm. Gina then pulled a red bandana out of her pocket and began to wipe my face. This was called hanging, which is their process of cleaning you up. Gina then crowned me, tying the rag around my throbbing head. This is yours now. You deserve it, Gina said. Where's your smile? Daryl asked. I gave him a faint smile, but I was in too much pain. It didn't matter, though. I felt grown up. I was a Diablo now. I was 13 years old. Tell me you don't want to read that whole book.
Hello, Mr. Ian. I'm going to be selling you on Delicious in Dungeon. Fantastic manga. When the anime came out 2 years ago, it's probably top anime for me. It was the same season as Frieren, if you watched that. Got really into it and decided to try the manga out and was not disappointed. And I'm going to prove to you why. We're going to read an excerpt. This is from the one shot the author made before the series began, so there's no spoilers involved in it at all. So it gives you a good idea, and if you're interested, give it a try. There are quite a few areas that look like that place. It's likely we'll have a lot of trouble here. Well, that settles it. We've got to move. Now. Hold on. There are a few chests over there. How about it, Chilchuck? Want to try cracking them open? I'm sorry, but we've got to leave them behind. We can't afford to spend even one extra second on these distractions. Seriously, you won't bother with even one chest? We've got someone who's really counting on us. If you're really curious, go ahead and check yourself. We've got a friend to save. Hey, I didn't mean these guys. So it was just a mimic. A mimic? Where? Are you sure it was a mimic? Hey, come on now. Why are you all so riled? How'd you know at a glance that it was a mimic? Well, I saw a claw hanging out. Ah, I see now. That chest must be too small for it, so it's searching for a new home. Oh, I can see it crawling towards another chest. Never did I think I'd ever be able to see anything like this. It must be trying to test how spacious the new chest is. Whoa! It jumped over so fast. Oh, what a sight to behold. Are you done yet? If so, let's hurry and get to work. Yeah, I hear you. Huh? What's with that look in their eyes? Things won't get any worse than they are now. I'll start pouring in the spices. Hey, everyone, get the fire ready now. Fire? You can count on it. Light the fire below and leave the chest intact, just like this. Whoa, this is sounding like torture. What an amazing aroma. It's done. Time to dig into some steamed mimic with rice wine. Seeming it whole like this means there's no need for utensils. Also, once you're done eating, it can easily be cleared out. Can you stop describing this like it's just some normal life advice? Ah, it's so exquisite. Judging by the claw size, it was likely a male, 4 to 5 years old. Of course, if it were a female, it would have been far more delicious. So the quick summary is the party's cleric gets devoured by a dragon, destroys their supplies. They are left broke. They're left desperate at the bottom of the dungeon. And their solution to get back and to rescue their party member is to cook and eat the monsters that they find along the way and learn about the ecology of the dungeon and just about themselves as well. Genre-wise, it's fantasy adventure with cooking, but it's way more than that. It's part Lord of the Rings, it's part cooking show, it's part biology lesson. It's just there's something in there for everyone. You should vote for this book because first, the premise is genius. Every monster they fight becomes a meal, and the author has actually thought about the ecology of that and what a walking mushroom would taste like. How would you prepare a basilisk to eat? It's kind of absurd, but it takes itself just seriously enough that it lands very well. Second, it's genuinely funny and genuinely emotional. I actually laughed out loud many times while reading this. The party all have these clashing personalities and they can't agree with how to do anything except for the one shared goal. Very straw hat pirates, big personalities, trying to kind of work it. And just like One Piece, as you will learn more about these characters and their backstories, it's genuinely moving, genuinely interesting. And at the end of the story, in the last couple of volumes, the stakes are so absurd. It's amazing. No pun intended. And I know that manga about cooking monsters can sound kind of weird, but, give it a shot. And if you like it, there's a season of anime already out, and the second season's coming out this year. So there's just more to love if you're interested. That's been me. Hopefully you vote for it.